All right, guys, what's going on? Welcome in. Huge breaking NFL news here. Breaking Jets news, I should say. Early this morning, Ian Rappaport from the NFL Network tweets out, with no setbacks and continued progress as he recovers from a meniscus tear and a bone bruise in his knee, Zach Wilson is expected to be cleared by doctors next week. That puts him in line to play against the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is huge. Okay, it's looking like it's going to be Zach Wilson next week at the quarterback position against a 1-2 Steeler team, a team that's a little vulnerable. I like them. I like their roster. I like their coaching staff. I don't mind Trubisky, and I don't mind Kenny Pickett. I feel like both of those guys get a lot of they take a lot of heat, but I honestly think they're both good enough to win games at this level. By the way, Minkah Fitzpatrick, one of my favorite players in football, just an absolute beast. No TJ Watt. We're going to talk about Pittsburgh in just a second here. But when we look at the initial injury, right, the timetable, gets hurt in the first week of preseason against the Philadelphia Eagles, it looked a lot worse than it actually was. I was thinking it was going to be a season ender. There was so many, rumors and speculation that night then that Wilson got hurt that it was an ACL injury. Right. And then every Jet fan's kind of out there holding their breath. What's going to happen here? And then bam, he gets diagnosed with a bone bruise and meniscus, 4 to 6 week recovery time. And it lines up, again, gets hurt in the first week of preseason. So you have preseason week 2, preseason week 3, there's the off week, and then week 1, week 2, week 3, and then week 4. Okay, so 6 to 7 weeks not playing here, not really practicing or having to do anything. But at least it's not, and again, the way Rappaport worded this, the expectation is that the doctors are going to clear him next week, so we're not completely out of the woods just yet. So I don't want to say it's like, it's not like the Mekhi Becton situation, because we've seen this time and time again with the Jets and injuries. It just doesn't really seem like there's clarity, that there's closure within the organization. When a player gets hurt, he's going to be back by this time. It always seems like there's some sort of setback, or that something went wrong and he's actually going to be out a lot longer. But look, Zach Wilson, there's so much expectation on him this season to perform. Joe Douglas did his job. He got some upgrades on the offensive line. He completely revitalized the tight end position, adding Conklin, Uzomah. I want to see a little bit more of Uzomah. I know he's been hurt, but it really just seems like the tight end position is just Tyler Conklin. It's just Conklin. But, we got Rucker, we got Uzomah behind him, wide receiver, Garrett Wilson, brought back Braxton Berrios, which is great. Joe Douglas did a really good job surrounding Zach with playmakers to take pressure off of his shoulders, to give Mike LaFleur weapons within the offense. It's not like how it was last season when it was, a half a year with Corey Davis and Braxton Berrios, who at the time he didn't really have a resume. And of course, Michael Carter and Elijah Moore as well. But, if you're drafting these rookies, it's a lot of, I think it's a hard sell to say, hey, you know what, you're a 4th round pick in Michael Carter. You have to come in and be the focal point of the offense. You have to carry the load of this offense moving forward. It's up to you for the offense to score points. So I'm happy this team finally has weapons. They finally have talent. And, we take a look at this roster. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. The most first-round picks in the entire NFL. Who has the most? It's the Jets. What else? It's the 10th oldest roster. This is not, yes, the Jets are still rebuilding. Yes, they're still, they have young players at key positions, but I'm expecting wins this season. I really am. Okay, so we look ahead at Pittsburgh. Quick little preview here. Pittsburgh's 1-2. Okay. I don't want to say they're suspect. I don't want to say they're up and down, because I really think the Pittsburgh Steelers have a lot of things figured out. And I really just feel like they've played a tough schedule so far. Week 1, they beat the Bengals 23-20 in an overtime matchup. Week 2, they lost against the New England Patriots 17-14. And then just Thursday night, they lost to the division rival Cleveland Browns 17-29 in Cleveland. Okay, so Pittsburgh, has extra time to prepare for the Jets. It should be interesting. One thing I do want to point out, though, TJ Watt not going to be there. And when TJ Watt doesn't play, the Pittsburgh Steelers are 0-6. So just an interesting little, that could change, but it's just an interesting little, bit of information here. But anyway, Zach Wilson expected to be cleared by doctors. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Thanks so much for watching. We're only hours away here from the Bengals game. Cannot wait. Let's and by the way, real quick before I end the video, this isn't to say that Joe Flacco has not been performing. I'm actually quite pleased with his numbers, how he's looked. In the week 1 game, there was just a lot going wrong. We had guys falling down, guys dropping passes. It was just tough, right? Bad weather, poor special teams execution. I don't want to put that week 1 loss all on Joe Flacco, but I mean, when we look at his numbers in totality, 5 touchdowns, 1 interception, a completion percentage above 60%, and over 600 passing yards through 2 weeks. Through 2 weeks here. Okay, so we're entering week 3 against the Bengals. This is a winnable football game, for real. Like, MetLife Stadium, we got to get after Burrow. We got to protect Flacco. If those 2 things happen, I think the Jets have a really, really good shot. I'm rambling at this point. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it. And as always, go Jets.